So, the Florida primary is over. Things look kind of bleak for the liberty movement, for the truth movement, for the only movement that matters right now in politics, the Ron Paul campaign, because we did so poorly in Florida. But don't fret, and please go to my blog and take a look there. There's some interesting numbers that might give you a little bit more hope, let's say. Basically, it takes a look at how Ron Paul did in 2008 versus how he's doing this year with all the primaries so far. And it takes a look at the next four coming up. And if you were to spread out those numbers if you were to project them based on how he's done so far, it looks really good for delegates. So go to my blog, check that out. It's really promising. Let me just share a couple of them here with you. Like last year, in 2008, he had about 12,000 votes in Iowa, and this time he had 26,000 votes. In South Carolina, in 2008, he had about 16,000 votes, and this year he had almost 78,000 votes. So just a huge change there. And the next states coming up, like I'll give you an example, like in Maine, he did 18% in 2008. So based on the numbers, he's looking at anywhere from 30 to 40% in Maine, and that could win the nomination, the caucus in that state. So that's pretty exciting. So just keep that in mind. I know Florida didn't go so good, but it was expected. That was no surprise to anybody. So, but back to war. I don't know if you've had this discussion, but I think this is pretty common. A lot of people that were former Republicans that are starting to come on to the Ron Paul message and realizing they're doing away, they're shucking off the neoconservative idea, and that's something we just may have to say for later is really defining the neoconservative movement. Essentially what it is, it's the warmongering side of Republicans. Basically, the powers that be, the globalists, they have the Democrats and the Republicans, and they use the Republicans to get their war machine through. And they use the Democrats too, as you can see with Obama, but it's much easier and a clearer path for the military-industrial complex through the Republican Party. But just next time you're in a discussion with one of your family members or somebody, and they're just can't get around Ron Paul's foreign policy, and just the idea of not isolationism, but non-interventionism. If they can't get around that, it's because they are so concerned about our safety when it comes to Iran and Al-Qaeda. But ask them why they feel that way. Well, they feel that way because they watch Fox News. They watch the news, and the news tells them that Al-Qaeda and Iran are about to blow up the United States, essentially. But why do they believe that? Because, again, the media, the mainstream media, will lie over and over and over again, and you can document that they've lied. So why do you believe them when it comes to the idea that we are not safe? Because there are a lot of people that have a history and a reputation of telling the truth who don't believe that Iran is this huge threat to the United States right now. I don't want to pick sides between Iran and Israel, but Iran is not the biggest threat in the world right now. And you got guys like Santorum that are ready to launch an attack, even go like south of the border. So the Republicans that are voting against Ron Paul are just concerned about their safety. So I empathize with that.